The Spine of Night 2021 animated film, which had a limited festival release somewhere last year, and a couple of months ago actually apparently already released on Blu-ray. I had a chance to go see it in a movie theater and used that chance, as it's quite rare to be able to catch a showing of an animated film for adults. And I kind of liked it. So this is a mixture of dark fantasy and horror. At the beginning of the film, we see a witch ascend a deserted mountain, riddled with bones and discarded weapons and armor. And as she reaches a cavern inside a giant skull, she is stopped by an immortal guardian who is protecting the magical bloom growing inside. The witch explains that she doesn't intend to fight the guardian and offers to tell the story of her journeys that took her to the mountain. And so then the film goes into the story, which is split into 5 chapters if I'm not mistaken, and between each we flash forward back to the guardian and the witch talking. The chapters are all very distinct, and even though they constitute a singular story, there is an element of an anthology here where you could, I think, reasonably show someone any of the individual chapters and they would still be fine. They would lack the larger context, of course, but the individual little stories still manage to work on their own. And The Spine of Night as a whole tackles 2 themes, really. One is the recursive nature of reality, the idea that everything comes in cycles, and no matter how hard you try, it's impossible to stop or to change those cycles. They will continue to repeat time and again. And secondly, sort of as a result of that, there is a strong undercurrent of nihilism, of a pessimistic view that human lives have no meaning whatsoever in the grander scheme of this massive self-repeating cosmos. Now, not only the themes are dark, so is the style that the film is made in. It is very gruesome. Most of the scenes take place at night, so they are literally dark. The locations are all grim and often ruined. There is a general air of a doomed apocalyptic world inhabited by selfish, violent humans. There is also a lot of pretty graphic violence, so the film is rightly reserved for adults. I think the acting, the voice acting was very good. There are some familiar voices here, like Richard E. Grant, Lucy Lawless, and Patton Oswalt. On the other hand, I wasn't entirely sold on the animation style. The drawn backgrounds are beautiful, there's no doubt about that, but the characters themselves are straight up ugly, and so is their animation. And I can see this being deliberate, a part of, really driving the point home that this is a shitty world all around, and so are its inhabitants. But still, there was little to admire visually as a result, and even a few of the chapter climaxes I felt were underwhelming because the special effects looked so poorly. I think it still manages to work overall. It's a decent film, but it is a very specific type of film. I think it's mostly for fans of brutal, dark fantasy. Others may feel discouraged by all the violence done by the ugly characters and simply not make it through to the end.